April Sheen.
Yeah, hi.
Yes.
April Sheen.
The April Sheen.
Oh, wow. We are literally the only people with the name Sheen
Yeah.
in Snowflake, so
Which is, you know,
the Sheens.
the Sheen. I don't think everyone can say that on this.
Cool.
In this town.
In this town, yeah.
Alright, cool.
Okay, so our connection is you are best friends with Carly as well, and you guys met each other after I left, so I didn't know you.
No.
But then they moved here, so you decided to come too. So tell us, tell us about yourself, where, your life story in a nutshell.
Life story.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, like,
And what brought you here in the end, and then we'll go from
Yeah,
there.
like how,
Okay.
yeah.
okay, life story, like, what's the interesting part? Like when we got
Where,
married?
where are you
Not
from?
before
Where'd you
that.
grow up?
Okay, grew up in Mesa,
Okay.
Mesa High, Jackrabbits.
So you were Mesa High with Carly, but you guys didn't know each other because
No,
you're young.
Yeah.
What year did you?
I didn't realize that. That's so fun.
She actually she was the same grade as my aunt.
Don't tell her that.
No, she knows. But my
Sorry,
dad,
Carly.
my dad's the oldest of 9, and my aunt is the youngest.
Oh, so it's kind of like basically like
So
if
you
my
guys-
kids have kids that are
Yeah.
Ollie and Hazel's age. I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So it sounds funny though.
So what
So
year
how-
did you graduate?
Yeah, how old are you?
2005. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm almost 38. I'm not that young.
You're not that much younger than me, but I
No.
guess I'm used to like 1998.
Yeah, 44.
Yeah.
2005, I had almost 2 kids. Oh wow, Jax.
I'm trying to think of how many I had. That's what I was
Teen
calculating.
pregnancy. Sounds like teen pregnancy, not teen spirit. It
Yeah.
was.
That's
So okay, so
Did
how
you-
did you guys meet?
Yeah, you and Mark, your
Mark,
husband, and then we'll go to
yeah.
then we'll go to Carly.
Okay.
I'm like here for the. I'm here for the like. I'm in my wicked mode where I just want to hear friendship love stories. That's okay. No,
I
I'm
like that
kidding.
too. No. But Mark is actually 98 too, so he's 44.
Oh,
Mhm.
you went for an older man,
Yeah, a
huh?
little bit. And he wasn't married yet.
Yeah,
So.
should go wow.
Yeah, how did you guys meet?
Singles word.
Mm.
But it's actually kind of a funny story, kind of.
Yeah,
I'll
let's
make it
hear
short. So he had just ended like a long-term or a long-distance relationship with a girl in Utah, and he wasn't really interested in dating, but he kept getting set up on dates. So he got set up on a date with me, and actually I kind of instigated it. I saw him cleaning the church, and I was like, "Hey, who's that guy?" To a girl that
Looks
knew
like
him.
He'd be a good cleaner at my house.
He's cleaning. That's a good.
That's a keeper.
Yeah. So, and I had seen him around, but I actually thought he was a jerk. I was like, who is he? He thinks he's so cool. He flirts with everybody, and I was like, not a fan.
Okay.
And then
But
I
maybe a little
finally
bit.
kind of like was like, well, maybe I see why. Anyway, so I got a girl to set me and her up on a double date with him and his friend. And so we went to a restaurant, My Florist in Tempe. It's a cute.
That sounds like
restaurant.
something we would love.
It's really cute.
Okay.
But then the funny part is the other guy paid for his date, and Mark is like, what's going on? Oh, and he didn't know we were on a date, apparently. And he's like awkwardly paying for me because that was the moment he realized we were on a double date, and then that was it. The night was
The
over.
person who set it up didn't make it clear.
No, I guess not. I don't know. So then on our way home from the date, we're making small talk, whatever, and I found out he had just gone on a date with my best friend at the time, the day before, at the same restaurant.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
gosh.
you're real creative. You just take girls to the
The
same
same
restaurant
place.
over and over again until something clicks. I don't know. Because I was about to leave for Russia, and I said, oh, I'm leaving for Russia in a couple months. And he's like, I just met a girl who's about to go to Russia, and it was my best friend who I was going with. And
Did
it was
you
And
go
like
that's how
there
such
you
a
or-
found
small
the
world.
connection.
Yeah, it was funny. I did ILP.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know
went to
that.
Russia for like 5 months.
And then what? Did you start dating before, or was it not till after?
No, so that we went on that date and then went to Russia, and then I actually had like a little, I don't know, epiphany when I was in Russia.
Oh, I was going to say a Russian fling, but
No,
okay.
oh no.
Spiritual experience, if you will.
Spiritual experience. One of the girls I was with, we were just like walking one day, and she's like, what are you excited about when you get home? And I'm like, there's this guy I went on a date with. It didn't go very well. Like, he didn't like me. He didn't even know we were on a date, but I don't know. There's something about it. I think I might want to see how it goes when I get home.
And you know you're
Anyway.
still single? Were you keeping tabs on him from Russia?
No. Like, that was one date, and that's it. We didn't even have each other's phone numbers or anything. It was like,
But you kind of just had a vibe.
yeah.
Cool.
And then came home from Russia, and oh yeah, I ran into him at a party, a Valentine's party. But it was actually, so it was like February 13th and my birthday's February 12th. And on the 12th, I went to see my bishop, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go on a mission because there's no guys out here for me. And I'm like, why not? I was 21, and he was like, okay, well, I just want you to pray about it and think about it. Went to a Valentine's party the next day and ran into Mark, who I'd been thinking about for like 7 months.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun the way it happened, but
So what clicked there that he felt it too, and it was
I don't know. I think the
different than the
timing was
first
right.
time.
Oh, I think I said before he was getting over a girl from Utah, and so the first date he was not interested. He was like,
He needed those few months you were in Russia.
it
but-
just clicked the second time. You both felt it.
yeah.
And you were,
But I think actually, I think the funny part was after I got home from Russia, sitting in sacrament meeting one time, his friend Corey was sitting next to him. He's like, hey, who's that girl down there? And he's like, oh, I went on a date with her. She's pretty boring. And that's what he told Corey. And this was like right after I got back from Russia. And then I ran into him at the party and it all started over. And I was like, I found that out later. I'm
They're like, cool, thanks, Mark.
so anyway.
Does he like to tease you about that
Yeah,
now? or
there's
what?
lots of little like steps on the way to getting us there. Like
boring.
bad first date. I was boring. And then anyway, it worked out. So,
How long have you guys been married?
16 years.
And how many kids?
4 kids.
How
2
long
boys
did
and
you
2
date
girls, right?
for?
Yeah, we got lucky. We dated for like 10 months, I think.
Not bad for LDS.
I know, yeah. By the time we got married, I think it was like 11 months.
Okay.
How did he propose?
Papago Park, the
Okay.
hole in the rock. Have you guys done that? By the zoo.
Oh.
So there's like the big hole in those red rocks that look kind of like Sedona-ish. We hiked up
Okay,
there.
well done, Mark. Well done.
We hiked up with this dog on a leash, and she did the like movie dog thing, like from 101 Dalmatians. She wrapped her leash around both of us,
Oh.
and we're like standing there talking to each other. And he's like, "Well, I was gonna kneel down, but she like had us wrapped up." And so it was kind of funny. It was cute. So
That's so
funny.
sweet. And then, okay, so then you guys, how did you meet Brett and Carly?
Mark and Brett were roommates way back in the day.
Oh,
There's a
was he
big
one of those
house
roommates? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they kind of like came in and out, but a lot of guys met in that house.
Yeah.
Being roommates. So.
And they've stayed friends, all of them.
Yeah, basically all.
And have all the wives. It seems like you guys are all connected.
I know, and
That's
we all get along
hard.
really well, which is
That doesn't happen
convenient.
very often.
Yeah.
So that's how, and then they lived in Tucson, and we didn't see them a whole lot. It's not that far, but we were like,
No, it's hard.
Tucson, I don't know.
He wants to go too.
Yeah.
So I think we only went down there once. It was right after June was born, because Heidi and June are born like 3 weeks apart.
Mhm.
No, not even like 2 weeks apart or something. So we went down.
Did you just need to get out of the house, or
Well,
were you still
we wanted to
pregnant?
go see the baby and
Okay.
heard their baby, and then so we went down there once. And then when they came back to Mesa after medical school,
Mhm.
we started hanging out again. So
Reconnected.
So-
Did you guys still text a lot and stuff when they were down there, or just?
not really. I wasn't a very good friend. She
Well,
probably needed.
That's how me and my high school friends were. We'd see each other around town, and
Yeah.
we're fine, but we reconnected later.
Yeah.
So
And then it just
times and
clicks. And,
seasons, yeah.
yeah, and like when you're having babies and stuff, it's hard
That's
to
exactly.
have a friend life.
Yeah.
So that's like your whole life. So
Exactly.
Jackie's like, yeah, tell me about it. I get it.
She rolled her eyes like, I know.
No,
I'm gonna think of it.
disagree.
Yeah. But yeah, our kids get along really well, and
That
so we
helps.
started hanging out a lot because all of our kids are kind of the same age, and
And husband and
Nice.
wife. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
hard to find a whole
nice.
family that gets along well.
So when they decided, I'm sure, because they always said they were coming here, so you always knew they were. Did that plant the seed that you guys might want to come here, or what? You have a house in Pinedale, right? A family house.
we had just finished building our cabins
Mhm.
there, like right before we moved. But my family's been camping in Pinedale my whole life. My dad's whole life. It's
I love
just a
Pinedale. I
family
think
area.
it's cute.
Mm-hmm.
So my great grandma and all of her siblings bought like 50 acres or something, and then they've split it off generation to generation. So
Huh.
we've been there forever. But
So what's your maiden name that would be?
my maiden name is Wilkins, but then that area is Denham.
Oh, yeah.
D-E-N-H-A-M,
Okay,
Denham.
I've heard of that. Okay.
Mm.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, so Brett and Carly moved up after we had like really connected and hung out all the time. And we're like, what the heck?
Yeah, we're so close.
Yeah, so we came up to visit like over and over, just on holiday weekends or whatever.
Nice to get away.
Yeah, it was a nice little getaway. Mark wanted to move up first, and I'm like, no. Like it took me a bit of baby steps to like feel like it could.
Are you a
thing.
city girl, or are you just a big
Not really.
commitment?
It
or-
just felt, yeah, it just felt big. All of our family's in the valley, and of my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a hard
It was
part for
hard.
me.
Yeah.
To leave my family.
How long have you guys been here then? I'm trying to think back of when we sold you your house.
3.5-ish. August will be 4.
Okay, well, what do you think? What's your
It's
verdict?
good. We love
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we're here.
I
We'll
mean,
stay.
Mark is on the town council now.
Mhm.
Just
I called him a
barely.
transplant when he was running. He's like, I wonder how long I'll be called a transplant. Like, what's the timeline
We're
when you're
still-
official?
I don't know. We
It's
still
true,
new.
because we kind of still think you're new.
And we don't have like ties to this place.
Yeah,
either,
there's like no generational.
Yeah. So
But I love that. That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
So it's always so fun to
Yeah.
talk to people who are just coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it way better with jobs that you can now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Mark could just work from anywhere.
He works from home, does ITs and IT, and I'm a nurse, so I can work wherever pretty much too.
Which is what else I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So, when did you get your nursing degree? Did you do that before you got married? When you got married?
It was kind of perfect timing. We got married. I think when we were dating, I got accepted to nursing school. I did like my prerequisites. Went to Russia.
I mean, 'cause
Started
you were so
dating.
old at 21.
I knew I wanted to be a nurse, so I like had it all kind of set right out of high school. pretty
That's
much, so
awesome.
it worked. But yeah, we got married and then nursing school, and I did like an accelerated program. It was like 18 months, so it wasn't that bad. And then started having babies. So
After you finished.
did it kind of in a nice order.
And have you worked since you got your license? Or did you
Mm-hmm.
take off to be a stay-at-home mom ever?
So I've been a nurse for 15 years. I kind of like tapered down. I was full time with each kid, worked a little bit less and less. And then after my 4th, I did take a break for like a year and a half, did nothing, just was a mom with
Mm.
4 kids. So
And was that, well, I was gonna ask you first, did you do nights? Did you, since your
Kind of
husband worked from
all.
home, how did it work? Did you have to pay for daycare? Did you have to?
How do you do nights? Literally, that's
I did nights up until I started having kids, and I couldn't because I can't go without sleep.
yeah.
I don't know
That's
how
why
people
I'm
do it.
asking,
Yeah, I don't
like,
know
how
how.
did you do it? Cause I know mom nurses that I've heard of, a lot of them do nights,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it.
Well, Mark didn't always work from home. He's done a bunch of different random jobs. So that's only been the last like, I don't know, 6, 7
Oh, really?
years. Actually, no, not. He fully worked from home when we moved here.
Oh,
So before that, he was still office stuff.
so did you do daycare? What did you do?
Daycare, and then just kind of, he worked around my work schedule, and yeah, we had like in-home daycare. We would bring him to people's houses and stuff.
Oh, that's
Mhm.
nice.
And then yeah, when he was working from home, he would watch the kids, and then he would bring Heidi was like one of my best nursing babies, and so he would bring her to the parking lot and nurse her in the car,
Oh, really?
and so he would make it work like until she was a year.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
a
that
commitment.
It worked out.
I would have never made it a year even as a
She was my
stay-at-home
only
mom.
like really good one, but
So you
yeah,
had to-
he made it work. So
milk
You were
that for
juggling
all
a
it was
lot
worth.
then.
No pun
Job.
intended.
Nursing, yeah.
Do you like to be a nurse? Do you feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of like something that you?
yeah.
Have you always been in the same department? Do you like bounce around or?
I started in the ER, and that was like bottom of the list for me. I was like, I do not want to work in the ER because those
Mhm.
people are angry, patients and nurses. Like when I went through my rotation in school, all the nurses scared the crap out of me. They were
It's
so
intense.
Bitter
like,
or
yeah,
what?
they're just bitter and angry. Just like I think to get through all the crap they have to go through, they have to be kind of like that.
You have to be a little hard in the ER.
Yeah.
It's just like a brutal
It was
place.
insane.
Yeah.
And I worked at Banner Desert, which is a crazy busy.
Where's
ER.
the crossroads of that one?
The Dobson and 60.
Okay, that's where my oldest was born.
It's like, yeah, that's where I was born.
Oh, is it?
It's like the busiest ER in the southwest or something.
Has it always
crazy.
been?
I don't know. It
Oh,
was.
I didn't know
I don't
that.
know if it still is, but anyway, so yeah, did ER for like 9 years.
So what made you stay that long? Just work with your schedules or?
I grew to like it, and then I worked at Banner Ironwood, the one right out by where we lived in San
Okay.
Valley. So
Okay, then what department did you move to from there?
I did. I don't know if you want to hear all of them. They're not that exciting.
We'll just
Okay, then what's your favorite?
Like I kind of jumped around after that. After I stopped the ER, I did that 1.5-year break after Charlie was born, and then kind of jumped around to find something new. And then I actually really like pediatrics. I started that right before we moved, so I was sad to leave like inpatient pediatrics. And then moved up here. I tried labor and delivery for like 2 seconds.
You did,
I heard
it
it's
was a
pretty
jam?
intense
It's
to
really
be in labor and
stressful.
delivery up here,
Yeah.
especially.
I was
Really?
like,
Yeah.
kudos to you guys, but I'm not
Because
gonna do
everyone
it.
I talk to, women-wise, I feel like they all want to be in
They
that.
always want to, but it's a very high pressure job as
Is
a
it?
nurse. It's all on you. The doctor literally comes in at the end and
Last
is like,
second.
here you go, here's the baby.
Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
unless there's like a big problem, but most of the time it's all on the nurse to
Oh,
know
The nurse had to
exactly.
catch Megan's babies, so
Yeah.
yeah, we
Mhm.
know.
But they have to look at that monitor, know what every little line means at all times of the day,
Oh, yeah.
and like know what everything about your body is going on. Like it's all on the nurse until the very end. So I'm like, and I tried that right after we moved up here. We're like settling and like getting kids. I don't know. I feel
It's a
like it was
whole
a
new
stressful
chapter,
time,
yeah.
and I was like, maybe this is not right. It felt like too much. So that didn't last. But I really am like those nurses are amazing. So, but then I've been doing outpatient surgery, the pre-op and PACU, and
What's
I
been
like
your
it there.
favorite
It's
so
good.
far?
I've been there for 3 years, so I like that one.
You're pretty good. John likes surgery because it's just predictable.
Yeah.
ER is not predictable, labor and delivery not predictable. There's something about
Surgery.
knowing what. People are there for a reason. Even the emergency surgeries, it's routine stuff that
Yeah.
you know what to do, you know.
It's a step by step. It's like
Yeah.
same thing every time,
Mhm.
kind of. Yeah.
I mean, there's still things that happen. You still, you know, have patients that things go wrong, or you know, there's still that kind of stuff, but it's just a whole different beast than like the ER.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For
so
him, at
surgery's
least.
good. No, same. It's very low stress as far as nursing goes. So, but then I kind of got this itch a year ago that I was like, I didn't feel like I was, because maybe it's so predictable. I didn't feel like I was like doing enough. I don't know. It was weird because I was like stressed with being busy, but I felt like I wanted to do something more. I don't
Didn't
know.
reach your full potential?
It was like it was a weird thing I was going through. So that's when I started doing the other PRN job, the same job.
Yeah, I want to hear, are you okay to talk about,
Yeah.
talk about it?
Let's
Let's hear
hear
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
Curious. So it's a SANE nurse is a sexual assault nurse examiner. That's what that SANE stands for. Sounds nicer than describing it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I've been doing that for a year, just PRN. It's not super often, but it's kind of picking up lately. Kind of comes and goes in spurts. But,
Really?
and
At
then,
the time,
I don't know.
for times of the year, it's more common, that's random.
I don't know.
What drew you to it? Like, how'd you hear about it?
I randomly applied like 6 months before they offered it. I think I was just looking at jobs and thinking about something else. And they reached out and it was like perfect timing. It was right when I was thinking, I don't know, about doing surgery because I was working 3 days a week doing that and I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. I don't know. So yeah, they reached out and I started doing that.
So what does that job entail as a nurse? What do you do the kits? What all do you do?
Yeah, so you're a nurse examiner, so you're doing like an examination for sexual assault, domestic violence, strangulation. Those are the main 3 that our program does. So some of them do other things too, but that's kind of what we do. So you do for the, like specifically the sexual assault, you do collect evidence and potentially DNA evidence, and it has to be very specifically collected. And it goes in a kit and it goes with all of your documentation, the whole like narrative of what happened to them. You have to write down word for word, like beginning to end. And it's just a full kit of like physical evidence and the story and everything so that they can hopefully like prosecute
And it's a long process.
Yeah.
You had one just recently when we were gonna record in it.
yeah. And that one was a simple one and it took 5 hours. So it's
Really,
like,
just to write the whole story down?
yeah, the documentation takes a long time. That's kind of,
Has it
tedious,
affected you
but-
mentally? Is it hard for you to watch or do you feel like you're helping so it's
Yeah.
okay?
I feel like it's hard in the moment, like hearing them tell their story is so sad, like,
I
but
can't imagine.
it doesn't really, I don't take it home with me, luckily. I mean, I kind of will go home and be like, oh my gosh, you know, and tell Mark about, you know, what happened generally. I'm not like breaking HIPAA rules, but
Yeah.
but it just have to kind of process it. But for the most part, it just feels like I'm there to help them and like let them
Have a safe place.
explain, and yeah, a safe place so they can talk about what happened, because a lot of them are still, the saddest thing is almost all the sexual assault and domestic violence, they all try and blame themselves almost every time. And so I can sit here and be like, no, this is not, you did not deserve that, no matter what you did, you know what I mean? And so it's nice to be able to
Agreed.
do
I don't
that.
care what you did.
Yeah.
You don't. I don't care.
Why do you think that's
I
the
don't care
first
how
thing that people go
promiscuous
to?
you were. I don't care any of that. It's not your fault.
No.
Period.
No.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and a lot of these people, it's not the first time it's happened to them. A lot
Have they
of
just
times
been being
they'll-
told that it's their fault by their person
a lot of
usually? Like, why do you
times-
think they think that? I know they do, I've heard that, I'm just curious
Yeah.
what makes them think
I
that.
think it's human nature when you grow up to hear that something is bad, and then you were part of it, whether it was by your will or not. It's just a natural reaction to
Yeah.
think that you did something bad, for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them are in manipulative relationships, and then they're just being told over and over, just breaking them down. People are trying to make them
Abusive
feel-
verbally, yeah.
And so then when something like this happens, they're like, a recent one was a strangulation case, and she felt bad getting them in trouble. I'm like,
You got
feel-
strangled, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very serious. Like, people, like, there's crazy strangulation statistics. I think I have them on my phone, but I was like, each time, like, cause usually it's multiple times, but it's exponentially, your risk of dying is crazy high
After the first.
after the first time, and then the second time it's like, you're that much closer. Like, especially if it's the same person, like, they're gonna kill you. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So, sorry, this is dark.
Do they just
No,
use
but
it
it's
to
not. I
to-
think it's important to talk
I
about.
Yeah.
agree.
It's
Does it
really
make
sad.
you go home and talk to your girls, like,
Yeah,
I guess they're still pretty
they're
young,
pretty little, but no, we still kind of are pretty open about, I don't know, some things, yeah.
yeah.
It's sad and scary, yeah, because a lot of these people are people they are in relationships with, which is really sad.
Or most of
Not
what we
always,
do.
but
It's domestic abuse, yeah.
yeah, a lot of them.
It's very hard to hear.
How do they finally make it to you? Because I feel like a lot of times they just don't call the police.
Yeah.
They try it, you know what I'm saying? Like, does it get so bad that like they have to call somebody?
Yeah, I think a lot of times it happens multiple times before they actually do anything about it, and then
Gotcha.
so a lot of times it's because they are injured and in the ER, like getting evaluated. And our program doesn't usually do the exams in the ER, so they like get checked out by a doctor. They say, okay, you're medically safe to go home, and then they schedule with us to do it in like a quiet environment. You do it at the clinics in like a calm office setting.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't wanna tell my story in the ER.
yeah, which sometimes they do if it's necessary, but most of the time they're just like panicked and scared, or
Let's get you to a safer
Yeah.
place to
Yeah.
open up.
so.
How soon do things have to be taken care of after an incident like that?
So you actually have up to 5 days, which just seems crazy, but they can still get DNA evidence after 5 days. So
I don't know about that.
yeah, as long as they are supposed to be told, like, not to shower if they're looking for that specifically and things. But we still collect what we can, helping others and things. So.
Well, I'm impressed you're doing that.
Yeah,
That
that
sounds like
seems
a hard,
But it's so cool that you're
does it feel like
choosing to
it's
help people.
filling the
like that.
gap that you were worried that you
Yeah.
weren't feeling fulfilled?
Yeah, I think it is. And it's not like so often that it's overwhelming or too much. So I think it's just enough to feel like I'm doing something.
But not that you're
important.
like being dragged down.
Burned out.
Yeah.
So you're doing that one right now. What other ones did you tell me before we started?
Oh, so I do, surgery, PRN, the sane PRN, and then just IV infusions and home.
Oh.
It's not the like hydration ones, it's
Like medicine?
autoimmune medications.
Oh, how long have you been doing that? I didn't know that.
I started about the same time, but I didn't have a set patient until like 2 months ago. I've been
Okay.
waiting around for one, so now I have one patient. So
Dang, you're all over the place. I'm impressed.
they're all spread out, so
I know,
it's still doable.
Yeah.
with the 4 kids and
Yeah.
PTSO, that's another thing on the
Oh,
list to talk to you
just
about.
kidding. I love it.
PTSO is a whole nother
It
like
is a
beast.
lot.
It's
work.
a lot.
Are you pooped?
A little bit. We just had a mini meeting this morning, and Carly's running the whole show. I'm just like, tell me what to do.
Yeah, just give me my assignment.
I'm a good
ready.
worker. People
It's
can
a
tell me
lot.
what to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I have respect for PTSO people because I'm like, there's a lot that goes on that people don't realize.
Until you do it, I don't think you realize.
No, and you feel like you have to because it's like you don't want to not do enough for the school. You don't want to be like you're there but nothing's getting.
And you
done.
can't feel like you can complain if you're not doing your. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I can
Yeah.
complain if I'm not doing my part.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fun though. It's fun to be involved with the school. And
What are you
I
doing
love
on
that.
the PTSO right now?
what are we doing?
Yeah, what do you do for Carly? Like, what position
Oh.
are you doing?
Oh, I guess I'm like her vice president.
Okay.
I think that's what
Who knows?
Titles. I
What's
don't
your
know.
work that you're doing? Like, what are you guys working
Working
on?
on? We just were talking about Valentine's grams, and we're doing
Those are cute.
we're gonna do movie night, and we're doing a shoe drive.
Oh.
So like new or gently used shoes, they're all going to some organization that ships them out to countries that need shoes. So they get repurposed, and like the school gets paid per pound. So
Oh.
it's like really easy. I've been collecting shoes at my house for a while. And
That's so nice.
I have a
Yeah.
shoe problem, so
I
I can
know. Well, 'cause
it's
probably
like-
donate to that.
It's like a
Same.
double thing. You are helping people. It's like a
And
cool
getting
thing,
money.
but you're also
helping the school.
helping the school at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's pretty cool. So we're just gonna start. We've been doing a little collecting, but we're gonna start advertising more to tell people about it. So.
When is the
Well,
shoe
yeah,
drive?
if anyone
Yeah.
has, there's a box right outside the office at the SI.
Yeah, we just
Okay.
emptied it. It was full, but yeah, keep bringing because we can only accept like they can't be broken or ripped or trash. They can be used, but not like really used, so,
Destroyed. It's
yeah.
not like a trash can. Yeah.
Well, none of mine are trashed.
But yeah, it's
Okay,
fun.
that's awesome. Well, I like it. How are you liking living in Snowflake?
Yeah.
It's good. We like it. I felt like it was really easy, warm, welcome. Like people have been very welcoming.
I think you've made your way, like you've gone out of your way to be a part of it, and I think that helps when you're moving in a
Yeah.
community.
It does help. It's
That's
hard
what-
to do.
That's what someone said to me the other day at I joined one of the book clubs. There's like multiple book clubs,
Mhm.
but she was like saying something like that, and she said, "Were people like rude to you or like catty or like left you out?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "It's because you go out to things." I'm like, "Oh yeah, probably."
It's hard for me to
Because
go out.
I
though.
think people may come to a new town, especially a small town where people already have a lot of connections, and then feel like alone and I don't have friends or no one's welcoming. But you can't sit at home and meet people.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot more than anything, people aren't not welcoming. They're just not like, it takes you doing it, which is hard to hear, but it's like, if you want to feel welcome, you have to go out and,
Easier said than done.
yeah, it's very easier.
Especially
said
when
than
you're in a
done.
community with a lot
But
of family.
If you're
'cause
waiting around for somebody to come make you feel welcome, it just doesn't,
yeah,
it's not usually how it works.
It's hard when it's family too, because it's easy for me just to go with my
just
family.
yeah. And well, the thing when people have a bunch of family nearby, I get like a little jealous
I know,
because
that's what
I
I was
miss
gonna
my
ask you
family,
next.
and so I'm like, I don't just have that easy go to, which I've made friends that feel like family, and it's awesome. But it
Yeah.
is a little bit different still, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
That's
It
my next question. Do you go to see your family often?
Yeah, we go for holidays and birthdays and stuff. The first year we moved up here, it was like every other weekend, and Mark was so sick of it.
It's like, I gotta
So-
find some balance here.
Yeah, so we go when we need to.
When we were in the valley, first married with Cardston, we would come up all the time.
Oh, we were here every weekend, so I
Uh-huh.
totally know what you're saying
Yeah.
because our family was here, so we were here.
Yeah, we would do whatever we could to get
Yeah.
back.
That was Paula too, and then she eventually got on the board and moved.
Our imaginary friend Paula.
So, another reason why we love the April, we call her the April Sheen, because she's our most loyal real estate client.
Oh,
Yes.
that's funny.
When we talk about real estate, people don't get how it works. So, when,
Yeah.
like if you called our office, if you didn't say us, Michael, who you were just talking to,
Yeah.
who we love, could help you.
But
and it
he would
be-
answer the phone, yeah.
Yeah. So,
You have to call our numbers directly.
yes.
Yes.
So,
I was just talking about this with John yesterday because I think a big problem that buyers have in real estate is they think if they call the number on the sign that like they're getting a better deal. We've talked
Mhm.
about this, but they're not. Do not go buy anything unless you have your own representation because
Yeah.
but that's something that people don't really realize.
I
so
think.
we love the Sheens because they're good about this.
Yes.
Well, you guys, yeah, I think it. I mean, we almost bought a house and then didn't, but we bought 2 houses with you guys, right?
Yeah, the one you're living
Yeah.
in and.
Your rental.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's been smooth sailing, and like I think maybe what also people don't realize is how much goes on behind. It's not just like, hey, I want to buy this house. Okay, here's a check. It's like
We
there's a
wish.
million steps along the way that you guys take care of and make it so easy on the buyer.
Yeah,
So
I do like to do that, but I like to think that people are getting protected. Like that's a huge purchase. You don't want to
Yeah.
go into it without, you know. And I think a lot of private deals happen, which I think are fine. But I'm like, are you sure you know what's going on? Because there's so much going on. There's so many moving pieces, and it's so tricky. Like,
you could get.
But you guys are real estate investors. You have a place down in the valley, don't you?
Yeah, we have a rental. Our house we moved from in Santan Valley.
Okay.
Yes,
You're
that's
just able to rent like that and buy up here? How do you feel about, we're a real estate investor, so I'm just curious your thoughts on it.
Well, we're kind of like trying to, so we have two rentals. We're basically doing that as our retirement. We're trying to get going.
That's what we do too.
Which is
That's what I'm
so
Yeah, because
smart.
we don't really have retirement otherwise.
We're
We have a little
self-employed
bit,
too,
but
so
yeah.
we have the same problem. That's
Yeah.
why I asked why you get into it for that.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, yeah, it's a good solid investment, I think, right? It lasts. Houses aren't gonna. Like,
Even if the market goes up and down,
right, yeah.
as long as it's just a rental, you're
Yeah.
safe.
In fact, our cousin Spencer, who's in real estate, posted this today, which I thought was super interesting. If you buy real estate, so say you bought a house today that was like 400,000. In 5 years, you'll have 83,251 on average of equity, which I can attest is probably low because I bought a house. I can't remember when. It's only been a couple years, but I'm already looking at
That's
100,000
a lot more.
equity.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I just think, especially, you know, with the, hopefully the economy will get better. I just think it's
It's a good investment for,
I think the way you really build wealth is real estate.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion, but
No, so we're hoping to keep, that's why I work, because we're trying to like build up,
Yeah.
to be able to retire, not have to work our whole lives until we're 80.
and enjoy things.
And be able to, enjoy our families and kids as they grow up, so.
that's same as us. Being self-employed, we don't have a
Yeah.
government retirement like that we
Right.
put into, so.
So what are your kids enjoying doing?
They love it here. Like, they thought they were gonna miss their friends in the valley, and then immediately
Maybe
loved it here, yeah.
They were young enough that it was a perfect time where
Yeah,
they could just
yeah.
thrive.
Some of them do sports,
Who's the perfect, I heard one, what's the same one as Judy's age? Who's the
Heidi.
big dancer?
oh yeah, Heidi's a dancer.
I heard she's phenomenal.
She's just a talented girl, and I try not to tell her, cause I'm like,
It's going to her
Thanks,
head.
Steve, we're everything out of the clouds.
We want her getting too.
everything she does, I'm like, you're perfect, stop it.
Oh my gosh, I went to take Hazel to dance, and I have been doing it now since the school year. No, since the summer. So it's been a good chunk of time, but I tell you what, that place is foreign to me. I walk in and the whole vibe is just 100% different than walking onto a football field or onto a basketball court or
Wasn't it
onto
a nice
a
change
baseball field.
though?
Or it's fun, but I do feel like I don't know a soul there. I could walk into a gym
But
and
they're
know
all younger
of
than
them.
you.
They're all, thank you, yes, they're
Not to
all
stare to
younger
your
than me.
face, but.
But it's like, I was just sitting there feeling like I was in the Twilight Zone because I'm looking around, don't know one mom there, literally don't know one mom there, don't know one girl. And then the very same day, so this was Tuesday when I took her to her class, the very same day I walk into the gym for basketball games, know everybody. It's so my element. I am such a boy mom. I am. I just have been a boy mom for 21 years. And so it's fun, but it's also kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
It's
And
kind of
it gets
intimidating.
intense, like, the older you get, the girls get in
Serious?
dance, they're like.
Well, and girls are kind of intense in general.
Are they competitive in it? Is
Yeah.
that-
Well, and that studio, like, it's basically, if you're good, you move up. If you don't, you don't. And so it is, like,
Yeah.
I see that. But luckily Hazel's just young, so it's fine right now. But it's just such a different world. I'm shook. I don't think I was prepared for how different boys and girls are.
Yeah.
And I have been so only boy, and all my boys do the same things, let's be honest. They all do sports.
Mhm.
They all, like, I've just been doing the same thing for so long that I'm sitting there like, what am I doing? This is crazy. So, yeah. But
Yeah.
Heidi's really, like, she's enjoying it,
She
right?
does, she loves it, yeah. She's funny though, she'll be like, I don't wanna do dance anymore, I'm like, what? And she's like, wait, yeah, I do. She'll like go back and forth, I think she just feels overwhelmed sometimes, wants to do nothing, but,
Does Charlie wanna
Yeah.
do it then?
yeah, Charlie does it too.
Okay.
She's good too, Heidi and Charlie are cute little dancers.
And what about
Which
your
is
boys?
not
What do they
for
like
me.
to do?
I promise. I'm awkward. Max is trying out all the different sports to figure out what he likes. Deacon decided he's not a sports kid, which is totally fine.
Right.
He's so smart though. He's a little engineer,
Isn't he
brainiac.
the-
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube too?
Yeah. He went to Rubik's Cube competition and
I know Lila was talking to me about it. I
There's
told
a
him we were
Rubik's
doing,
Cube competition.
Yeah.
all over the world. He went to one in Utah a few years ago because he really wanted to try it.
I told Milo we were interviewing you, and he's like, oh, is this the one whose boy went to the Rubik's Cube
Really?
competition?
He's like, find out about the
That's
Rubik's
funny.
Cube.
Yeah, because I guess he is kind of famous for that. The nurse at junior high said that she has a Rubik's Cube on her desk, and whenever he walks by, she'll like scramble it and make him do it or something.
That's cute.
But he's a Rubik's Cube kid, and he also is known as the trumpet boy.
Oh,
Does he
really?
play the trumpet?
No, he plays the saxophone, but he had the most random injury at the beginning of the school year, and that was it was injury by a trumpet. It was so random. They called him Trumpet Boy. I'm like, that's such a weird name, but all right. I don't know.
As long as he's happy, that's yeah. If he's, I
It
love
was
that.
funny. He got hit with a flying mouthpiece. It flew across the room and split his head open. He was bleeding everywhere and like bled all the way to the office.
What's that goes on the trumpet?
Like the end piece.
You know the
that
little
they-
mouthpieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played the trumpet for a minute.
Shut up,
I'm 99% sure. Now I feel like I'm doubting myself, but
David. Whatever you played, let us know. That's awesome.
I think he did the trumpet
Mark
for a
played the
minute.
trumpet too.
Did he?
Back in the day, back in school.
Can we call him Trumpet
Trumpet.
Senior?
Trumpet Boy Senior.
Trumpet Boy Senior, yeah.
Take
Anyway,
that,
it was
Councilman
funny.
Mark.
So, yeah. But that's Deacons in the band and
Awesome. Well, we're glad you moved here, but before we do shallow things, we got to do an ad. You do.
Yes. No, it's your turn.
Okay.
Oh.
We're gonna do an ad for the Furniture Gallery, whom, as we know, we still love.
Who am I rocking today?
I know.
I hate rocking, but I've been rocking this whole day.
Oh, I love rocking.
I think it's my nervous energy. Today's a big game
Yeah, so
against Holbrook, so I'm just like,
rocking
Oh.
away.
yes.
We told Jackie she can't look at her phone because she's getting too excited for the game tonight.
I'm just going on tangents. Like my son Caden is matching my vibe right now. Caden, I love you because he's like, and I'm like,
Okay, but that's not the Furniture Gallery.
I
We're not
know,
matching the
I
Furniture
know,
Gallery
I know.
vibe. They are chill and fun and easy to work with.
Yes.
We love them.
Yes.
And we are sending April there to go get a new mattress.
Oh, yeah. We heard about your Facebook mattress, April. How did we hear this run? You told us.
On Yoga Run One. You said you bought one off there.
wait, what?
Didn't you get a mattress off Facebook?
I don't know.
I don't remember
Who said
either.
It
I
was
went
you.
yoga once. I swear we talked
I
about
thought it was
this.
April. It
I
was
don't
like, it
remember.
I
wasn't
don't
me.
know.
I don't remember who
I
it
love
was.
Facebook finds,
I
but I'm
probably need
saying,
a new mattress.
if
but-
you need
I'm
a new
just teasing.
mattress,
That's funny.
I don't remember who said it now. I'm down
now
to
I
myself.
doubt myself too.
But if you need a new mattress, go to there. That's where we got all our Airbnb mattresses.
Yeah.
And everybody that was there that would write in the little book would ask where we got our mattresses from. So
The only thing in my house, literally, that is new, is mattress, and then my furniture gallery chair.
and they're
I'm
both
such a
Furniture
like
Gallery.
used everything.
Mhm.
Which you want to hear something funny? Speaking of furniture, because we love furniture gallery. Paula did my house tour, and she didn't include my Italian marble table, and boy did I throw a fit.
Did you throw a temper tantrum?
I'm like, I'm not trying to be like weird, but I'm so bummed because that is the only thing I own that is worth anything.
And you got it for such a steal.
I mean, I got it for $50. I can't claim, but it's worth like $6,000 because it's Italian marble from the certain company. I looked it up. Anyway,
Well, let's post a picture of this.
and
week.
so I'm wheezing because she's like, okay. She didn't answer because she was probably like, you're such a weirdo, Jackie. But I was mostly just
She's like,
kidding.
I work for free 99,
Yeah.
and you have the ball,
Honestly-
the gall to have a
Honestly,
temper
I was mostly kidding because I was looking through that video feeling like, what is all this shit that I have?
I thought it was cute.
It was cute, but it was also like, what kind of mental crisis am I going through? There's books everywhere. I need to box these books up. This isn't me. You know I'm going through something when this is how I feel right
You're
now.
right.
I'm
I'm like-
confused how you didn't know that you had that many books.
No, I-
That's a surprise.
April, it took a third person
It's
person
always
view.
a third person to
I
get
thought
through
it
to
looked
her.
beautiful and like clean.
No, it-
like
I
For
you
that
have a
big
lot of
book?
things,
I'm
but it's
very clean. I'm very clean because I know I'm a maximalist. If you're messy, good luck.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel like you're
But then you
living
can
in
sit
a
on your
hoarder's house.
furniture gallery chair and read those books.
Yes, but literally, I'm like, where's the boxes? If you guys come over and I have boxed up, I won't get rid of them because I know I'm going through something right now. I want
Just
them
put them
back.
away for a
But
little.
I need to box
Just
up.
box it for a while.
I need to, not just my books. I'm thinking box up the babies, box up the big boys, box up anyone who's really making a mess.
Well, maybe when I buy a new fridge, because ours is on the fritz, you could put a child in there.
There
You could
we
probably
go.
fit Asher in a fridge box.
It was funny because as cute as I thought my house was, it was like that video sent me
Like-
over the edge of like, what am I living in?
I can't do mine
was
until the
cute.
floor's done.
Thank you. I know objectively I'm just in a weird place right now, but I
Yeah.
was like, what a grip.
Sell the book. Paula's rolling her eyes at her.
Paula did an amazing video. Like,
Yeah,
what would
that's
we
good.
do
She
without
did.
her?
She's the
But
best. And
Anyway.
also your hair girl, Carly.
Sorry,
I am
I'm getting
so
distracted.
gray right now, but I'm getting it done Monday before I leave on my trip. So I will be so cute on Tuesday. I mean, we're not talking about the trip. Your hair girl, Carly at Rogue Salon. Hit her up.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
She's adorable, and she always does good stuff, and we love
Any
her.
color.
At Rogue, we love Tia too,
Yeah.
honestly.
So
Okay, thanks.
shallow week theme for the week.
Okay. Mine's not really shallow, but I do really love this book I'm reading right now that probably people have read. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle or whatever his name is. It's intense, you guys.
I started listening to that one time, and it was really
If you're not
the
really paying
audio.
attention,
I was like, I don't
Was
know.
that a
no,
therapy
him, 'cause
suggestion?
he's reading it, and so
Yeah.
he has an accent.
Yeah.
So I usually would listen to books on 2.0 speed, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I had to back it up to 150.
I never
Back it
finished
up,
it.
Terry.
I've
So
heard it's good though.
it's pretty crazy. Like you
You
basically.
never. Is it a self help?
Mhm.
You don't listen to self help books. This
I'll
is
do it
a
right now.
strange Jackie.
On it, it's just basically talking about how much time we waste and how thinking is a waste of time, which I kind of agree with. Like you're supposed to just quit thinking. Yeah, you're
I
supposed to just.
agree.
You're supposed to live in the actual what is happening. If you're thinking, you're either thinking of the past or thinking of the future. That's basically it. If you're and like
And
talking.
that's wasting your time.
Yeah, and this morning I laid in bed because the babies, they got up at 7 and I wasn't ready to like fully get up. So I put a TV show on for him and I was kind of laying there next to him and I started to try to clear my mind the way he teaches you to. And I'm telling you, I kind of sent myself to another dimension. Like just doing the tools he
Mindfulness,
said
just to zone out or
of
what?
just like you kind of talk to yourself inside your head like this is a thought. You should stop thinking that. You should just let that all like you kind of talk yourself through emptying your mind.
I need that. I get so hyper fixated on something that
Mhm.
it takes over my mind.
It takes
for, like,
over.
Ever.
I'm the same way. I'm
Makes me
very like OCD, but I'm also very obsessive,
Yeah.
compulsive. So that like part of OCD. But you know what I'm saying? Like I get something just I'm on it and I'm laser focused, and it was nice. Like to the point where I felt like my mind was almost buzzing because I was breathing. I was.
When I went to that retreat, someone came in and put you like talks and you like try to do
really
that.
try to clear your mind.
Mhm.
It's something like I'm a
I think
yogi.
you have to train yourself to get there.
Yeah, I'm a yogi, so I'm good at meditation. I thought I was, but he's teaching me things, and I'm like, yeah, I waste a lot of time in my own head.
What do you do to get past that when you say you do that too? You
I
don't?
don't know. I don't know. Mark tells me you're being crazy right now. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I really do. I just get like that's all I can think about, and then it makes me cranky and grumpy, and like I can't get over that thing. I don't know, or I can't get over the grumpiness until I figure that thing out.
Mhm.
The one thing that I can't stop thinking about, and it's not good. I don't
I'm
know.
the
I need
same
a
way.
better.
That's kind of
option.
why I'm like, okay, I should, because I don't want to like waste time, and I also don't want to be.
Well,
I
that's
wanna-
not shallow. This is very deep. I'm impressed.
I want to be healthier in my mind and my body and everything. Where I'm.
I think it starts in your mind for sure.
Yeah, everything does. Like he talks about how all the diseases in the whole world are from our mind, are from our stress.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I wholeheartedly believe. I'm like, if I'm gonna heal my sicknesses and my health, I'm like, it's gonna start in my mind. So
100%.
I guess that wasn't deep. I'm Megan this week. I am so deep.
You are. I better get shallow.
Well, thanks. I'm like, maybe I needed that because
Maybe you should read it and not listen to it.
Maybe
Because it is tricky. I was like, whoa, back it up. And then I have to really like listen. Usually with audiobooks, I'm like half in, half out. But
right.
it's like,
You're gonna be lost if you're not actually comprehending what he's saying.
yeah, because he really, and you kind of have to roll with it if you're not getting what he's saying, because then he keeps explaining, he keeps building on it. So it's like, if you don't understand what's going on in the first chapter, then when he revisits it in the fourth chapter, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
keep going is what I would say.
All right. April?
April, did you think of
Oh,
one?
my shallow thing. I am totally on the New Year's train of like, I'm gonna do this and this and this. I basically just like restart fresh all the things that I want to be doing well. So I have been doing pretty good at working out this week. I'm proud of myself. I'm very sore.
Nice.
But I've also been focusing on like getting things done, but also just chilling out sometimes, because I think this last year I was kind of go, that I couldn't take time to just
Veg.
yeah.
I love this
And
because I texted her because David's gone and I was like, well, it's getting dark. I want to get in bed. And she's like, just veg.
Yeah.
It's winter.
And I
Embrace
feel-
that
yeah.
it's dark. Read
I've been
Hygie,
feeling okay about
or
it.
it's not Hygie, that's how I say it, but
So is it just nice for you to just?
Yeah, so I just
Allow
every once in a while
yourself.
during the day, if I'm like, I deep cleaned my bath the other day. I got a steam cleaner and like got all the corners, and
Oh,
I've never
wow.
done that. I'm like, I did something good. I'm gonna go sit on my bed with my space heater. So I guess my shallow thing is my space heater and my bed, and I've just been laying there every once in a while when I feel like it, and just being
Just do
cozy.
it.
this is not a weakness for us to do that. It's actually like
It is.
baller move to give
Since
yourself
you saw that, I've been
downtime.
seeing things all over saying, why do we fight this
Yeah.
every winter? Just
No, I embrace it. I learned when I lost Ava in the summer, so the summer ended up being horrible for me. The fall and winter were sort of like this embrace of a blanket for me, and I used to fight it, and now I just embrace it. If it's freezing, I turn the heat up. If it's, I bake. I literally just become a
hermit.
Yeah.
We're supposed to hibernate.
Yeah, it's part of the
be okay
cycle
with
of
it.
life.
I
Yeah.
love that you're doing it.
That's a great
awesome.
goal.
It's been good.
Space heater for the win.
Well, I have to do a space heater because we're too cheap to turn on our overhead heater because
Oh,
it's
we
propane.
do a fire. I don't
So
blame
we have
you.
a fire, but our bedroom is the
Same,
coldest.
same.
Our bedroom
So
was
you need
55 degrees this morning.
I have a heater in mine too, because
So
we were at
cold.
61, so I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Smart.
So
And hopefully you have a
That's my
couple
shower
Just
thing.
blankets to pile on.
I do. I have one. Carly gifted me one. I've always wanted more, but yeah, they're cute.
Well, don't look at our stash.
Yeah,
When
we're
you
out
do
of
our house
control.
tour, you'll
Yeah.
see it. My shallow thing is similar to April's. David's been gone this week, David in Cardston, and I just, when David's
Lighting
there, we wait
candles.
till 10, turn off the lights. He's like Jackie, they like to wait till a while to turn the light off. I've been turning that thing off at 8 p.m., crawling in my bed, lighting a candle, and just watching whatever the heck I
Yes.
want. And it's been,
Yes.
like, let those two have good time spending time together, and I'm just gonna enjoy this.
Allow yourself some time to do that because you don't get to do it when everyone's there. Like
Mm-mm.
when your husband comes back, if he's gone, this is the time for you to do
It
that. And
is.
you're working
He
still.
hates candles. I'm lighting those.
I did that the other day too. I cleaned
It was
my
yours.
room.
I lit your
a
candle the
candle.
whole
Oh,
time.
really? The
Yes.
Christmas one?
Yes.
It's cute. I like the smell though,
I
but
do too.
no, Christmas is over.
I know, but
Still
Yeah,
I
who
only
cares?
light it when he's out of town,
Pull
so
it out, yeah.
that thing has been burning non-stop this week.
So you candled it up?
I did. I lit a candle too when I went and got in my bed, and I've been reading a physical book, which
Yes.
is really rare for me.
Me too.
That was one of my
see
goals
that.
because I listen to them and I listen to podcasts, but I don't have time to sit. And I'm like, I'm gonna make time to sit.
I love
So,
it.
Love it. What are you reading?
The women, the Vietnam War about nurses.
Ooh.
It's actually it's good
Okay.
from their perspective.
I have a credit, so maybe I'll do that.
Love it.
All right. Well,
Thank
before we
you.
go, don't forget SCI Real Estate, Megan and Jackie, not
Yes.
just SCI Real Estate.
Please call Megan's number directly, which is 928-243-0000. It's easy to remember. That's why we always throw her
Yes.
name out there.
Mhm.
Because I'm the older and wiser sister.
That too, of course. But April, thank you. We wanted you on for a
I don't know,
while.
wasn't that interesting?
No, whatever.
Sorry. I
But-
wanted to see how you worked and pulled it all off because a lot of us stay at home. I don't know. I just like that you did it full send.
I make it work. It's fine. But yeah, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah.
Peace out.